Podcast.
All right, Anam, we're live, or at least it says we are live. This is the first remote broadcast that we have attempted on YouTube. So I am in a hotel room in Philadelphia, PA. Give me a sound check on them, and let's ask everybody if they can hear and see us at this point.
Hi guys. As Rob is traveling, I've decided to return to the homeland. I'm back in Charlotte after 19 states and 5,600 miles.
Wow, wow, I feel very paltry with my 1,300 miles that I've clocked up so far. But you know,
We're not in the kiddie pool anymore.
That's right. That's right. So, quick check of the chat, guys. Can you see Anam and myself? Can you hear us? Just checking it out. We doesn't look like we have. There we go. Hello, anyone out there? Maybe we are not connected on them. Let's take a peek. I do.
It looks like we are connected.
It is. Let's take a peek at. Just gonna jump out real quick. There we go. Can see and hear, but there we go. Maybe there's a little bit more of a delay because of the connection we're on, but it looks like we are okay. And good. I can edit this out of the video later on them. All right. So this week we are starting off right on board one that you can see on our left here, and we are playing against Josh Don this week. This is someone that is very familiar to all of my students and all of Gavin's students as well. He's helped us out throughout this pandemic, and he's going to be a tough out for us on him. Uh, and I think,
Of
have you played with
course.
him, or at least you grew up? No, he's older than you. Sorry, I forgot.
I have played bridge with Josh. It's always been an adventure. I've extorted Josh to play bridge with me at various points in my life.
That's always a good thing to do if you can find somebody to extort to play bridge with you. And
Well,
we,
there are some dynamics, but
well, all right. Well, let's jump right in, and actually, let's take a peek at this one and ask the audience what they're going to do as just a warm-up question. So we see that the North players opened one spade. It's gone pass, and the North players are partners, so we're deciding what to do with this hand. Make your bid, folks, and you will give me a chance to actually send Josh a quick email, and he might just jump on and say hi to us while we're playing.
oh, okay. Josh is very lively. If he gets in the crowd, we're in for a good time.
I know. Well, I don't want him to heckle us in the chat, so I'm a little bit nervous about
You
sending him
you're
this. But
afraid of a little heckling?
I am definitely, especially from Josh, because he's a good heckler. I'm not gonna lie. He can get us a little bit perturbed if we pay too much attention to this chat here on him. But it looks like everyone's making the right bid here. When you're 5-5, just a quick heads up to everybody watching this. If you are 5-5, you basically bid the higher ranking suit first, always, in any situation, wherever you find yourself. So there's no reason to guess here. You bid two
Oh,
hearts
for
with
sure.
this hand.
Hmm.
And now that I can figure out what screen we're on them, we will bid two hearts and see what partner has for us. They're rebidding their spade suit. Make your next bid, folks, and Unum will hit you with the truth in a second.
Mm,
Feels good to be home, doesn't it, Unum?
oh man, it'll feel good like in 3 or 4 days once I've caught up with all of the things I need to do.
Yeah, understood.
Mm,
Back home, back to work for sure.
yes, sir.
The chat's
Have to
batting
be
a
a real
thousand so far.
person. Have to be a real person, find all the bills, do the mail thing.
All that, all that jazz.
Okay, it looks like we have a lot of three diamond bidders in the chat. I'm on board with this call. I
Yep.
love it.
Describing our hand
Um,
when we have two 5-card suits, pretty good idea to do that. And we're in a game force, so we have no fear of partner
right.
passing us.
When you're in a game force, you guys should never be afraid to bid your hand, bid your shape. There's no need to jump around and get to game. You're not getting passed out before someone bids a game. So it cannot hurt you to show your shape and bid your hands.
And the most important thing is as responder and as the opener, you're just doing the best to show your shape. And here, let's talk about that two spade bid on them, just because for the robot, this is not necessarily always six cards. I would recommend for all of you out there that this be a six-card suit when you rebid it. But for the robots, they play it kind of the European way on them, where it could be just any minimum that has a five-card major. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Yeah,
six.
basically the robot never grabs two no trump
That's
unless
good.
they have a good no trump hand. Um, and that's not a bad way to play. It's just it requires some further handling, essentially. It's really nice when partner rebids two of a major and you know they have at least six. It sort of helps you picture their hand and count their cards and things like that. So this is just slightly difficult in that we don't know what partner's hand is exactly yet.
Yeah, and that it's just it's for ease of use, it's easier to play this as just a
Yeah.
6 card rebid, but we are dealing with the robots, so we take what we can get. We're just describing our hand, and now we see, okay, this is definitely a 6 card spade suit we're looking at, and for that reason, that doesn't look like we have any idea on their range though. It should just be okay, yeah, still wide open. So how about now, guys? Let's go to the well a third time. What are we doing out there, folks? And then we will decide together, and we will try to figure out, maybe get in the mind of Jadon. We haven't seen him quite yet, but if we see him in the chat, you guys let us know. And he was the partner of, I think, Kevin, the guy we played last week, right? I think they played juniors together for quite a while. So we're kind of,
Before my time.
yeah, he's such a youngin. We're passing the torch to the next generation with you here.
Um, I definitely know younger kids that are in the game too, so I don't know about this
Yeah, like
generational
Finn
thing.
Finn Kolesnik is putting you to shame. You're the old lady for Finn for sure.
I mean, I'm not old, but I'm no longer a
It's
junior.
it's all relative on them. All right, so it looks like we have a mix. We have some three no bidders. We have some people kicking the three spade bid into four. Where are you sitting on this, Adam?
So the chat's kind of mentioned both viable options. And at this point, remember our goal is to bid the game that's most likely to make. The Ten of Spades is a good card, but I think the deciding factor is like, okay, if you're in 3-no trump, what are your avenues to taking 9 tricks?
Yeah.
That's really important. And if you get to 4 spades, how could 4 spades possibly be wrong? And if the spades break badly in 4 spades, or if partner needs to rough some clubs in 4 spades, all of these are like not good situations. I think I would bid 3-no trump on this hand. If I had a better spade card, maybe I would raise. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
or
it's
or
close
if we
between
had
3-no and 4 spades.
or maybe would you think maybe on him if we had more like quick rippers in a
Quick
situation like
tricks, yeah.
ace kings, something like that
Yeah.
for our 14, we might
Then
just
we
kick
might
on
want
them.
to just play 4 spades and hope spades are a good situation. Here, like 3-no trump has a lot of potential, right? If partner has like the king of diamonds, if they have king of hearts,
Yeah,
any
we
of
might
those
have two
cards would make
sources of
3-no.
tricks on this hand possibly, or at least two shots at it. So let's see how we did
Right.
here. We will wait for the robot to lead, and there we go. Okay, so they get off to a good lead for them, but this isn't the worst possible situation for us either on them. We have some good and bad stuff here. Let's take a moment. Let's let the audience kind of settle in and take a peek at this hand and start thinking about, first of all, guys, your winners. How many winners do we have? That's an excellent question to get off first. So count your winners on this hand. How many do you have? And what do you want to do on trick one? Those are probably the two most relevant questions here.
So I think, even though it might not seem like we're in the best contract, I think 3-no trump will play better than 4 spades for a few different reasons. But let's see what the audience says about how many tricks we have. Oh, hi Kelly,
Hi,
welcome back.
Kelly. Welcome, welcome. And I think that's Gary again in Singapore, right?
Yes. Yeah, Gary's our guy from Singapore for sure. And we have David.
Yeah, Charles, that's probably Charles's answer is probably the most complete because it's seven technically, I suppose, and that is if diamonds are breaking poorly in the wrong direction for us, right? But
Yes.
but here I think we're pretty good saying we have 5 diamond tricks, but again, we might have to trend downwards on this as we go forward. But here, club lead. So are you along with the chat here on them? Eight winners is a
Yeah,
reasonable one to come up with. And are we ducking the
for sure.
club and just hoping they switch because it's the robots?
Um I guess we can duck the club. Nothing really bad is going to happen if we duck the club.
All right, let's just hope that they just panic and do something good for us here. And they will not. All right, so now the question is, how do we handle this on them? We have, presumably 5 diamond tricks. We've taken a club for 6. We have 2 spades for 8. Um,
So generally in this situation, guys, when you can see like if you take a finesse and it loses, your hand is stranded without entries, you kind of want to keep your entry. But here, if we take a finesse and it loses, your opponents are ripping off a bunch of clubs and 2 hearts.
and 2 hearts,
So
yeah.
I think that it's not a bad idea to just play your diamonds and see what happens.
I'm in. And then maybe they just do something weird. And I should have played ace. Oh, no, it doesn't really matter. If it's 5-0, it's 5-0. Okay, good. Now we're taking 5 diamond tricks. And we'll just keep an eye on what's happening there. There goes a heart. I mean, are we going for the gusto? We're just pitching hearts from dummy on them and trying to take all the
Yeah,
tricks.
can't hurt.
Right. We have to boil it down. There's the 7 of spades, and there's the 5 of
There's another
spades.
spade.
Okay. So 7 on our right, 5 on our left. Let's see the 10. Let's cover that. Okay. So
Okay,
now,
it really feels like spades are not breaking after these pitches.
understood.
Like there's no way West would pitch down to queen third of spades,
No,
and there's no way East would pitch
from queen
from
third.
queen third.
They pitch from queen fourth, not
So
queen third.
yeah, exactly. So
Take our 8s and go.
I mean that's
It's
the whole
tough.
thing. We still might make it if West started with 5 spades to the queen.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Whatever.
You can't
We've
really give
taken
up on the make.
we've taken 6, right? So we have to play the jack, right? We're going to overtake,
Hmm.
and here we go. We did not find it successful. I think it was just 4-2 basically there, right? I don't know.
Hmm.
And now it's going to go club, 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 heart, or just all clubs. Okay. All right. So we went to bed with 2 tricks, but Josh is going to go for the gusto too. So.
Yeah.
And there's the position we assumed we would get. There it is, guys. Queen fourth offside.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys came to the position where like it was impossible to make the contract, but again, the pitching was fine. If they started with 5 spades, they would always pitch a spade.
Let me just adjust this slightly here. There we go. We can see a little bit of the result page here. And there's where we're
Now,
starting.
on the surface, it seems like maybe we should have been in 4 spades, but that's actually not correct because, we can lose a club, a spade, and 2 hearts. Or we can, like, if they lead a club and we take a spade finesse, now they can even play hard, hard, hard and get a rough. And, things,
Yeah.
a lot of things are happening. So the only difference between 3-0 and 4 spades really on this hand was that 4 spades goes down less.
Right. Well, we had the out to go down the exact same number, right? We just were
Yeah.
trying to make just like you would be playing in 4 spades.
But I mean,
right.
at least 3-0 had some play. For 4 spades was also on a spade finesse. So
yeah, the 4 spades looked just as ugly as 3-0 basically. And let me jump on to the next one here on them. Here we go. Pass to us. Okay, that's pretty darn good. That looks like 23 to me. Am I right?
Is he right, audience?
It's been a long day. I've driven a 1,300 miles in the last couple of days. I know that's nothing to your 6K, but I just feel like I'm gonna stare at the screen and start seeing lines on the highway as I'm watching. Yeah, I think we can.
Highway hypnosis. That's a thing. I used that to get out of a speeding ticket one time.
I should have had you in the car with me this time. Okay, guys. So this is how we show our one of our biggest ranges in no trump. Our 2-0 opening bid is 20 to 21. Our 2 clubs and then 2-0 is 22 to 24, and we treat it like the exact same auction, right? So now when the 3 diamond bid hits, this is exactly what it would be as if we opened 2-0. So we know that is a transfer. And we are going to just bid 3 hearts. Any reason to super accept within a situation like this on them? Or
honestly, I'm really close to super accepting with this particular
so
hand.
chunky with those quick tricks as well, right?
Yeah, and we have 1 less trump than we're supposed to, but we have quick roughing value in diamonds.
Yeah.
Like we can bang down ace king and then cross and rough diamonds. So
I'm with it.
I sort of do want to.
I like being aggressive in this spot as well.
Well, are there other super accepts? Okay, never
I
mind.
no, there aren't. If there
There are
are,
not.
I don't want to confuse the roll, but man, maybe there is. We could have moused over it, but here it looks like they might have passed. So we have to try to
Hmm.
make this one. Let's take a second. This is obviously one of the harder types of hands to play when you're basically playing from one side of the table. But we did it to ourselves on them. Now we have to be heroes.
Hmm. Let's see here.
We have too many losers to start, basically.
So we want to get to dummy. How do we get to dummy? I think uh
Let's start off with it looks like we have at least a couple club losers, a diamond loser on the other side of the table, and a spade loser and at least a heart loser. All right, so this is a an ugly spot for us. How do we make the most of it?
well,
How are you thinking about getting to dummy here? In spades or in heart?
definitely playing a low spade is detrimental, I think, um, to the contract. If you play a low spade hoping to rough out the king of spades offside to pitch a club, you're still not going to be
Well,
able
you,
to enjoy that because you don't have high trumps and dummy.
and you're roughing in the long hand as well. Like
Right. So low spades out. And
maybe
we don't
just
want to get trapped back in our hand. So I sort of want to like cash two diamonds
ace of hearts home or
and
something.
no, cash two diamonds and ace of clubs club.
Okay.
We
And
sort of need
let
clubs
them
to
just sort
be
this
three
out.
three,
And we know we're
and I
losing those two
expect them
tricks at least anyway, right? And that's
right, and I
not
expect
ditching
them
them.
to like if clubs are 3-3 to like you know essentially cash their clubs and play a diamond, making us rough, and then we'll be back in our hand. But if clubs are 3-3, what we can do is pitch a losing spade on the fourth club, and now we've created a dummy entry, and we hope the king of hearts is onside.
Be amazing. All right, here comes the queen of diamonds. Rough
So
and
we
play.
rough, mm-hmm,
And club.
and we play a club.
Let's cross the fingers. Looks pretty good. And now what do they do? All right, they're giving us our spade finesse. We will take that.
Doesn't look like it's onside because they, if it was any other way, they would cash the clubs and. But we're still in good shape. Let's just hope East has King Jack Tide of Hearts one time. Let's cross in spades
Yeah, for
and
sure.
see the magic.
All right, let's play the 10 just to make it juicy. Now,
Okay,
and
no
okay,
dice.
double whammy there. Okay, roughing and over roughing. Okay, so at least we were gonna go down in three as well. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we might have to do some shooting later on in this, but we'll start this off with a couple of minus scores. All right, we're doing better though. We're trending towards a make. We were down three on the first one, and then we were down, two on the next one. So we are most down one on this one here. And here is our hand. Ooh, make your opening bid, guys. What are you bidding with this hand? What do you think Josh Don would do? Is he in our chat yet? Not yet. Make your bid.
I mean, I know plenty of people who would make an atypical opening bid with this hand, non-standard.
There
You
we
will
go.
find him. Oh, there this guy
Josh makes
is.
his. Josh, what did you open this one? Just tell us now. We won't let it change our decision here.
We have a one no trumper in the audience, a one spade bidder.
I would probably open this at no Trump on him. What do you think?
Um,
I don't mind
I would
upgrading
hope.
in this spot, but opening a spade is, I mean, I guess is perfectly fine as
Well,
well.
so I probably would just open a spade and bid two clubs. But one no trump is definitely in the game for sure. I'm not upset at either bid.
All right. I think the audience was more one spade bidders, so let's bring them into the game and we will stick with the majority. So you were kind of, hey, maybe yes, maybe no. And okay, it looks like we had a pretty straightforward auction, at least on this one. One spade, four spades. What would have happened if we opened a no trump? Interesting.
It
It would
would
prob
have gone Stayman all pass, probably. Stayman two spades all pass, I think. Or maybe they
they
bid three
probably wouldn't
spades.
bite with this one. Who knows though? At least we
All
got to
right.
another game. This one looks like we do have still a lot of losers as well, but maybe more opportunity this time than last time for sure, at least. And Josh said he opened one no trump. This will be an interesting comparison. If see what the robot did up there.
Well, if you got to three spades, sounds like he's a winner. Um,
So once again, guys, just real quick, looks like if you're looking at losers, you have two heart losers. You definitely have a spade loser. No clubs, which is good, but you have a diamond loser. Right, so we have to figure out one way to get rid of a diamond, and honestly, either of our hands, it looks like. Um, and they've gotten off to not the worst lead for us, I guess. I guess a diamond would have been worst case for us.
yeah. The only viable option I think to getting the pitch is to set up the hearts. I sort of would probably just play the 10.
I like it,
Um,
and just hope they just
well,
don't
if they're
fire a
roughing
diamond.
this, like what can we do? They're roughing their winners anyway.
Right. Good point. All right. I need to put the screen on the other side. It looks like I'm just looking out the window here. All right, good.
Okay, they shot
We
back a
survived.
club. Okay, so well now there's the consideration if we want to run around to the jack.
I usually
And
find these losing plays with the robots, at least from their knowledge of partners cards, possibly. But
and it kind of just depends on what we think the heart situation is. If East has started with King, Queen, Jack, fourth of hearts, then our diamond pitch is not coming
yep,
from hearts. But that being said, if I guess they have King, Queen, Jack in both red suits, maybe something's going on. So
true.
so what do we want to do here? It feels like this robot would not. I mean, I don't know
Well,
if
I'll tell you
like
this. I think it wasn't with you. I think it was with Gavin on Wednesday morning. We both said this. We said there's no way the robot is leading away from the king here ever. It would be ridiculous. And then that is
well, I mean,
exactly the
the
play that's
queen is a
happening.
little bit different than the king. I don't know.
Agreed.
When you see the jack, that's a little scary. Um,
The robots are usually pretty decent in this spot. If they're leading away from it, I think they got us. Uh,
yeah, like there's no way this robot played a club looking at all of the red cards. So I think our only shot really is to just take a finesse and hope it works.
all right. You think the heart situation is just hopeless?
I mean, uh, what is West holding for leading the 9? Like we see the 10, the 8, the set.
Well,
Like
but by the way, West's holding is unknown, right? That's the robot. Like there's in a realistic situation, we could take some information from the lead they were making, but here it's like
I
it's
mean,
it's
robots
not
don't
as
lead
clear
third
cut.
best. Robots don't lead third best,
Are you
and
serious? Have you not seen the robots? The robots lead third best like all
third
the
best
time.
from King
Just
Queen 9. Give me a
stupidity.
break.
Well, no, not from King. Okay, I understand. Yes, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I got you. I got you. But
So I think like our only real chance is to just take the club finesse.
I'm not
But
gonna look.
it might lead to down two.
Ugh.
Well, now we just pitch the diamond,
Now we
whatever.
definitely just jettison the diamond loser, okay? And we do that right away now because
Yeah.
they've gotten to our situation. Oh my God, please don't let hearts be 3-3.
Hearts aren't 3-3. There's just what?
Okay.
There's your heart pitch. They're not 3-3.
Good, good, good.
Ha!
Very nice. Good job on them. We took our best shot, and we may have. Uh, we won't ask Josh anymore. I don't want to ruin any surprises, but it was
Yeah,
nice
we
to
don't
hear that.
want the result info.
Whoa! Take a look at this one. Ho ho! Lefty opens a spade. Our partner preempts three diamonds, and this is our hand. Now Josh saw this exact same auction.
In
Make
theory.
make your call, folks, in the chat, and understand when you're doing this, guys. Just recognize hands like this. Don't make your decision and then forget about this hand. Right? These decisions are ridiculous. They're not going to come up uh, at all, basically. So just be mindful of that. Don't take too much time on this and try to come to like some sort of super scientific answer.
I don't know. I think there's like some actual potential in this hand in terms of discussing the dynamics of competitive bidding.
Hmm.
Um, so while everyone's thinking about their answer, let me go over what you know about this hand. You know that West has an opening bid with at least five spades.
Yep.
You know that your partner has a hand that wants to preempt in diamonds. They are not good enough to overcall two diamonds. So ideally at these colors, that means what? That their suit is good and that their hand is bad. Now, I love how everyone wants to bid a game, but remember, when you're in these situations, you have to ask yourself, how am I going to make my contract? Like,
How am I going to take those diamond tricks and dummy?
this is not even a situation where, like, okay, you lose the king of spades and you're taking the rest of the spade tricks. Look at those spots. We're missing the nine and the king. It's dangerous for us. And, we don't have like a real source of tricks. We can't count on partner for an entry. Like, if partner has queen, jack, seventh of diamonds and nothing else, even if the king of diamonds is on side, it would have to be like singleton
Yeah, or
or
doubleton.
or doubleton.
And they have to have ace queen jack
So,
10 or something. I mean, uh,
you know,
I I hold out hope that maybe the opener does something silly after it gets back to them.
I mean, I would not ever consider bidding with this hand. I would not be
Same.
tempted to do it.
Yep.
If we make game, c'est la vie, where we don't rate to make game.
I'm with you. And let's see if okay, so we're just playing three diamonds here. Usually I would say, oh, the robot has just the 7-4-ish type hand here.
All right, Al is on my level. I got some passes out of Charles and Al. I love it.
Well, here, take a look at 3-0 right now. Everybody take a moment and say, okay, we decided to bid 3-0 front and we're playing from the south side. Is this a contract that you want to be in, right? Count your winners. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario, I suppose, but it's still a
Getting to three
spot
now.
where I'm
Oh well,
saying,
that's stiff nine. That stiff nine is nice.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna win the ace, obviously. And now let's take a
Mm-hmm.
peek. This one looks like it's just gonna play itself, basically. We're gonna draw some trump and then play some hearts on this one. Maybe sneak a club in. I don't know. It doesn't rate to be right.
Well, the other thing is if you play the queen and they duck, you pitch a club. If you play the queen and they cover, you're rough with the seven.
The seven, just take kind of a diamond finesse by roughing.
Like then they play hearts and we don't I mean, I don't know about this. So there's some options, that's all I'm saying. So uh let's count out West Hand first of all. Like let's do some
Yeah.
functional training, right?
So
We know
so
they have
we
the king of spades.
yeah, and we started with
Um
14 and Dummy started with 6. So there's 20, 32 total. East didn't bid at all. Not that they, could make a normal bid because it was at the 3 level
well,
before.
Josh makes a valid point that it seems 3 no trump is a better contract than three diamonds
Uh,
in terms of
yeah,
going down less on these
especially
on
with the
these
9 of spades
cards.
getting led. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um
sorry, we did start with 15, the ace of spades and the rest of these
but
cards.
anyway, East doesn't rate to be broke. They definitely have some help.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Roughing finesse and take a diamond finesse that way, or just play diamonds? Those are looks like the only two options here.
Well, at least partner has seven.
I'm just okay with a diamond to the 7 or 8 here, right?
No, I definitely want to play spades.
All
And if
right.
they cover, I'm just gonna pitch a club.
And then, all right, we'll take that. Now we might be in more of a hurry to rip off some trumps here on him.
Yeah.
Ace of diamonds diamond.
Um, well, it's sort of weird it went around to the king, so it's not like West has queen. They led the six.
Yeah, what's their shape? They have 5 spades.
I mean,
Man,
maybe we should have. not played the ace of hearts.
Too late now.
Yeah, okay, let's play some diamonds.
I think we're gonna be okay here. The question is,
I would
well,
play the jack.
it didn't make
Okay,
any
it didn't matter.
difference. At least there was not much we were doing about this particular lay of the diamond suit.
Okay,
All right,
down
we're gonna
one.
lose a heart. All right, boom and sauce. All right, so we have now played 4 boards on them, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
remind the audience that you are a top tier professional, and we have gone down all 4 times. We're
Well,
we're
I'm
inching
lucky.
closer. We're on the edge. We're like on the plateau of down one. This hand just rates to be a make. But Josh had the same exact
If he
issues that
bid
we had.
3-0, he definitely made it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. This is an easier bid for us now. Just a heart, 1 spade, normal rebid of our heart suit, guys. Now we'll see what partner does. Okay. Now let's ask the audience on them. I don't think we'll take too much time on this one, but this is just a let's check and see if you guys are still paying attention. What are you doing on this one? Yeah, Josh, you have an excellent poker face unless you're playing live, I'm guessing. Interesting. I don't think I would ever consider that in an educational spot. Josh is saying consider 2 hearts in the third seat with this hand. I mean, it is a pretty terrible 12 count on him, but for instructional purposes, I don't know if I could ever bring myself to actually suggest that. But we're also looking at this hand where partner is a passed hand, has bid a spade, and then invited us to 3 hearts. And if you're thinking about going, I would say it's a kind of a little bit of a stretch, even in imps on them. But I don't know, maybe you're more aggressive or at least less gun shy for the run of cards and the run of results we've had so far.
I mean, as for what Josh is saying in the chat, I wouldn't open 2 hearts because I don't think we have a game. I would open 2 hearts if stylistically this is in a plausible hand. I could have third seat vulnerable, which a lot of people play, and that's totally fine. I think it's a good treatment to do that, but I don't
Well,
think we
well,
should
with the
say we don't have a game.
with the robots being a best hand tournament,
Hmm.
and the
Yeah,
past, I mean, I don't know. It's who knows,
the
but
best hand part is what would change my opinion since we know we have the best hand at the table. But so here I think ace third is a good spade holding, and so the real question is like, do we
what's the
want to
rest of this
risk
hand
another
worth?
minus score?
I think passing is pretty normal with this hand, even in this format. I mean, I, this hand could be great. It could be absolute disaster for us. Just like
I mean, if partner has a stiff diamond, we're in great shape.
yeah, if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its
I'm
bottom
just
on
saying
the
that's
road.
not
But
unreasonable. Like if partner's 5-4-3-1 with a stiff diamond,
sure,
and at this point, nothing good has happened in this set, so
yeah,
like we
I'm
might
gonna
need some
pass.
imps.
I don't think we need imps just yet. We're only on board 5 here. Let's hope that I'm not completely
Where
wrong
we're
on this one.
definitely down a game swing because I feel like
You feel
Josh
like he
bid
bid 3-0
game.
on board 4?
Yeah, he definitely did.
All right, partner has a hand that is good enough for where we are, I think. Take a moment, guys. Count your losers on this one. You can count your winners as well. In fact, on them, while they're doing that, what do you do in a suit contract, or what goes on in your head when dummy tables? Do you count losers? Do you count winners? Do you do both? Does it depend on the hand? Like, what are you doing in each of these contracts?
So first and foremost, I ask myself, okay, how many tricks do I need? And then we go from there.
Do
So
you
here we need 9 tricks, and we have 1 spade loser and 2 diamond losers, and potentially 1 heart loser. I think the real key on this hand is to avoid like 2 diamond losers and a rough and a heart and a spade. So as long as you don't do that, you'll make the contract because we have no club losers.
Yep. So
So here, um, which hand do you want to win the spade in? I sort of
That's
like winning, like you have entries to South by roughing clubs. Um, and like, do you want to take a heart finesse or not is a thing. I wouldn't take a heart finesse
Yeah,
in
because
three.
the
So
diamond
just
suit is the one that really scares you, right? Because the fact that we have two losers in the suit and we have seven cards between us, this is an easy position for them to maybe untangle for three tricks, basically, before we get a chance. Is that kind
right.
of where your head's at?
Yeah, basically.
So you
Um,
thinking spade, ace of hearts, heart? And which hand are we winning this first one in?
yeah, I would just win the ace of spades in hand because you can get back to the long hearts with the club roughs and just not take a heart finesse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe we should play the queen just to see if they'll cover as the robot is
Anyway,
want to do.
and this way, if they play for their diamond rough, the fourth diamond is good to pitch a spade.
Yeah, magic. That's win-win. And here,
So,
and now we're just gonna rough a club and draw some trump.
mhm.
And this I know is very unlikely to happen, but this makes no difference. Roughing high, just it's good to just automatically rough high when you know it can't matter. There's our last trump. And honestly, roughing high would have been the six. If I were paying attention, I would have
We
seen
would have
that.
made a game.
Yeah. No,
Rob, why didn't you listen to
we
me?
still have a diamond loser. Oh, you mean if
If we took a hard finesse, it was
yeah,
king and
yeah.
one.
Oh well.
Well, is there a diamond rough? I wasn't paying attention.
Let's take a peek. All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a
there's a
diamond
diamond
rough.
rough.
A pretty
Okay.
well, I mean, there was a
They
diamond
probably won't
rough.
lead it, but
Yeah, it's kind of a tough spot here. All right.
well, you guys, we went plus. I'm not
Well,
feeling too great about it, but we did it.
we definitely don't have any game scores, and well, whatever. We can. This is a hand where we might do something weird on them, and I know we don't want to do this too often, but we have to really understand that we're likely down at this point, or it seems like Josh seems very confident in the chat at least. I mean,
Yes.
he might have gone minus on all eight boards, who knows? But
I think the
I'm
dogs
okay
want to be let
opening a no
out.
trump here.
Sorry.
That's
One
okay. You
sec.
can let. I'm
BRB.
I'm gonna be a bad person while you're gone on him. I'm gonna open a no trump and I'm gonna see what happens. Okay. We're gonna have a little statement. We're gonna deny a four card major. Partner's gonna invite. Okay. I am not going to do anything else at this moment until Anam will come back and maybe chime in after I've gotten us into this amount of trouble.
Hear
In
what's
fact,
going on.
I think this is a very good idea to do every week. We should just have one of us leave the room and the other one just do something crazy. And
You're
Anam,
assuming I would leave you like totally alone. I could hear you.
I'm just saying I was able to kind of click the mouse a couple times. They stayed and bid two no. Now the question is, do we really want to jump further down this rabbit hole? It's a non-vulnerable game, but we do have a
Well, we
pretty
have six
decent
tricks.
source
I
of
don't know.
tricks.
Might as well.
I'm in. And this is let's just have a little sidebar here, and maybe Josh can kind of chime into this. When you're playing in an event, and you kind of know the teams, your team and the opposing team, do you have a good gauge of what's going on in the match? Like how often do you guys kind of get it right based on what you've thought were the results at the other table, basically? And is it worth kind of jumping into situations where you kind of know you have to be aggressive because you're good at gauging these things? Talk to me. Are you there,
Hold
Anam?
up. We opened a one no Trump.
Yes.
Okay, I'm finally on board now with what happened here.
But what are you thinking about as far as what's going on the other table? Are you thinking about it at all, or are you just kind of looking at your results and kind of gauging what you think happened would likely to be happening at the other table?
I mean, are you asking me or Josh?
Yes, I'm asking both of you. And you're going to be the easiest one to answer first because Josh has to type.
So I think it's always good to keep in mind what's going on at your table. What are your potential bad situations and good situations? But I mean, when you're first like focusing on bridge, it may be not, it's not optimal to think about it when you're first
No,
beginning to
no, of
play.
course not. I'm saying at your
Like,
level, like you and Josh playing in a bigger event where you both
definitely
have an idea of who
we
you're playing
have to keep
against.
in mind, like, yeah, if we have to keep in mind who we're playing against. Like, is the other pair aggressive? Is there conservative? Are they conservative? Like, did we have a bad board? Do we need to make up ground here? And the considerations are different if it's a long match or short match.
A good
Because
point.
in the long match, like, maybe you can come back later. Like, you don't have to be so aggressive. But if you're in like a 10 board round and you just had two disasters, like, you know, maybe
Yeah,
we're
you
on
might
some
you
other
might need
level
some.
for this.
Josh put something in about 100 times more matches are lost due to swinging because of assuming you're doing badly versus winning that way. So maybe a different way to actually I've never been losing. A different
Can
way
I
to
just
ask it
remind
is
you, I beat you out for a national title?
this is good reminding. Hey, the other thing is when you have a break, like if you're down a huge amount and you have a certain number of boards left and you know you're down, it's different. Now you kind of know you have
Yeah.
to shoot because you know where you lie. But the gauging of the game is what I'm interested in. And it sounds like from what Josh is saying, people are usually wrong when they're trying to gauge. So it's
Yeah.
best to just
If you're
focus on
doing
the
it
next
that way,
hand.
you have to be really good in your estimation about what's going on.
All right. So hard heart to us. So it looks like we are in a bit of trouble unless they give us a little bit of help here. We have too many losers at this point. We're going to lose another heart. We're going to lose two spades and the ace of diamonds very likely. But maybe we can get them to switch to a club for us at some point here.
Yeah, I think we kind of just have to play
Yeah,
diamonds.
try to develop the most tricks we can. And then maybe, okay, there's three extras. So we need them to not cash spades, basically. Ooh, yeah, giving us a free finesse is also a victory.
Okay,
Now we have
we
to
made
hope
the
they
contract.
break.
Well, I mean,
Or we want to wish for too much. All right, we're losing one more trick right on them.
yeah, we're
We're going
just
to take
gonna
three
claim.
clubs and a diamond, so I will claim to avoid any issues with the misclick. We'll take six tricks. Yeah, exactly. What Josh is talking about is something we were just going to actually talk as well. Look at this hand. If you decide to rip off the club tricks first, your opponents will kind of know exactly what's going on,
Yeah,
and they're going to
and
have
I mean, here
opportunity
we
to
have,
discard.
for sure, and here they have no reason to think we don't have at least 15 high card points. So from the robot's perspective, like, we should have had one spade honor,
Yeah, right, right.
even
We
with,
are woefully inadequate for our bid for sure. But maybe we did operate a little bit and came out slightly ahead. I don't know. Josh is still having a poker face in the chat. This is a perfectly reasonable one heart bid. All right, normal raise by partner. Make your bid, folks. One heart pass, two hearts pass to you. What are you doing out there? I am exceptionally surprised that this broadcast has not crashed yet on them. It is we are without wires today, so technology is wonderful.
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely loving the non-tethered life. Go where you want, when you want.
If it works, that's a good thing.
I have a friend.
Oh, nice. He could probably use the mouse slightly better than I can, even without an opposable thumb.
She's a girl, and we're having a very proud parent dog moment
Ah,
because she barked so she could be let out to use the bathroom, and she did.
good girl. Good girl.
Yeah.
I think everybody always assigns the dog a sex from their childhood, basically. Whatever you grew up with, it's like, oh yeah, good boy. All right, guys. I I can't see any reason to bid ever with this hand on them. You?
I'm in agreement. I would have passed a long time ago.
Yeah, there's no reason. This is just a check of sanity in here. This is a spot
Thank
where
you. She is so fluffy, and her hair gets everywhere. It's
so
awful, but
I
I love her.
I I'm just gonna pass and we'll just say the times where we are bidding again are when our hand is much better. And
Yeah.
we can have the dog in the broadcast anytime you want on them. So if you want to pull up a
Yeah,
chair next to
they're
you,
like on demand in case the audience wants to to chat with the doggos.
Partner's got a pretty darn good hand here on him. You don't expect this sort of hand when partner raises the two hearts, but honestly, what else would they do with this hand? This is kind of a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
How would you bid it?
So let's see here. How would I bid it?
Yeah,
I would do what they did.
you would drury if it was like a third seat opening or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Well, they're giving us a free trick right here, but it doesn't look like it's going to do us much good. We're not really going to.
Well, I
Well, we
mean,
get to
it's actually good because we pitch a diamond in
we get
case
to
there's some
rough
kind of
some
diamond
more.
rough. And that, then the jack of spades,
Yeah, to
pitching a
guard.
diamond. Now we play a club.
Oh yeah, sneaky. This is the most important thing that just happened here, guys, is we did this early. Uh, Trying to sneak in a trick like this, leading towards a king or another position of this kind, getting them to duck an ace, is super important to do early in the hand because later on they're going to have the information to get these situations right. So if you're trying to
Right.
do this, early is best.
Now we play like a low heart. I guess we could not even
I mean,
a low heart. We can play. Let's play diamonds. Let's play
yeah,
diamonds.
that's fine. Because now we can cross rep this sucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're on to us.
Well, I mean, even if they don't let us rough the diamonds, maybe they're 3-3.
We still have a
And
spade.
now we play a spade. And now we play a diamond.
Boom, boom. And here comes this.
Now we draw trump and maybe we score a beer. Let's see.
Ooh, I guess Josh would be owing us the beer, right? And we'll have you. Doesn't. No, we are getting it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain what the beer card is for everybody that is not initiated, and
If
explain why
you
Josh owes us
score the
both a beer
last
right
trick with the 7 of diamonds, your partner owes you a beer. So I'm not certain Josh owes us a beer since he's actually our opponent.
now. Well,
I
he's
think
our
in
partner
theory,
in the broadcast, basically.
in
So,
theory, like the best application of this rule right now, I believe, is in our partnership, I called the beer first. So you owe me a beer.
oh, I see.
And we can leave Josh alone.
So yeah, this is just you deciding what the rules are, basically, from
I'm
your
deciding the best
lofty perch.
interpretation of the rules since
Well,
robots cannot purchase me a beer.
I would buy you a beer anytime and I would do it. But the 7 of diamonds, and here are the rules, guys. If you take the last trick of the contract with the 7 of diamonds, and diamonds is not trump, your partner, and honestly, I've heard everyone at the table owes you a beer on them, but maybe you're just in the partnership, beer situation. Okay, back to the real bridge, guys. Now that we've established who owes who a beer. One spade on your right in third chair. Make your call. And this is the last hand of what may end up being a tight match. I don't know. Maybe we're getting blown out. Who knows what Josh did on those first. There's a vulnerable game on his side that might be there.
I would imagine that we lost
10? No, sorry.
the 3-0. We lost that. And then
we gained on the other 3-0 we played, maybe, if Josh wasn't kind of doing the same thing.
Well, let's review the scores right now. Let's guess a little bit.
Yeah, let's take a look before we make our choice. So
let's see if Josh is correct. If we guess wrong or if we're in like the margin, then we're in good shape.
I like this because we've already discussed. So this board we thought maybe is a lose. Well, what's 100? Is that lose 3? If he goes minus 50.
I would wager that it's a push though.
Okay.
But yeah, if he scored like the best you could on the hand, then we would lose 100. But I think it's a push.
This one was 4 hearts in the south down 2. Did we push on this one?
I would say that we lost 3 because it'll go 3 hearts all pass. And then what happened on 3?
3 we were just in 4 spades. This was just 1 spade, 4 spades. And Josh did release some information to us. He said he opened this hand in no trump. So he might have played a part score and we're minus 190 on this one.
But I mean, even if he opened 1 no trump and the robot invited, I don't think Josh is is wimpy enough to pass the invite.
All right, I agree. Josh is
So
not wimpy enough to pass the invite, so so yeah, he would have been four spades, and that is probably a push. This one is the super question mark on him.
that is the
This is the
loose
3-0
12.
bid, and this is one spade, three diamonds pass. I don't know. He could have just been disciplined, right?
No, I mean his whole point in this hand was like maybe 3 no trump is better than 3 diamonds even if you don't make it. But I think that if partner rates to have good diamonds, that's not necessarily the case. But if he was thinking that in the auction, that maybe we make 3-no and maybe 3-no trump is better than 3 diamonds as a part score, like just to go down 1 versus 2 or something, like
I
he
mean,
might have just bid 3-no.
is nine tricks really that simple with this hand, though? Now that I'm looking at it, I mean, he'll get what, five spades max,
I mean, this freaking stiff
six,
9 of
seven.
spades was brutal.
I don't know. I mean, well, I guess we'll see how brilliant these look.
I would, I would,
This
I
one
would
might be a
think
plus
that.
for us. These are kind of like blah
No,
blahs,
I
I
definitely
think.
think on 4 we lost 12, and on 5 we pushed,
Pushed.
but we would have won, I think. Oh no, well there was a diamond rub.
That was
Anyway,
the, yeah,
so
right,
that's a
right, right.
push. And then I think on 6, I wouldn't be so sure that we won on 6
Yeah, I
because I
know.
can see him opening
Josh could
one
open
no
a no trip
two.
with that hand as well.
But let's say we won the game swing on that,
I mean,
and
let's say it looks like looking at this right now, it's going to be what he did on board four, basically, I think,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
What did he do on board four? For us with this, I don't think it really would make a difference in our decision-making process here, right? It doesn't look like this isn't a hand we rate to get plus 12 on, when we look at it initially, pass a spade. But what are you doing with this hand in this situation?
So takeout doubles in the game and just simply overcalling 2 hearts is in the game. I prefer takeout doubles, especially if partners are past hand, like
Even
our
with
hearts
five
are
hearts?
bad. And if partner bids 1-no trump, we're freaking really happy. Like
Yeah, for sure.
game is remote. We might miss a game if partner has like the perfect hand with 3 hearts. Because remember, when they have 4 hearts, we're not missing anything because they're
Yeah,
just gonna
because they're
bid
going to be bidding
hearts.
hearts for sure.
So it's
Um,
only when partner has like the perfect hand with 3 hearts that we're in danger of doing anything bad. So I would definitely double.
and let's just draw a quick line for the audience. This is not normal, guys. We're not going to be doubling too frequently with a five card major. This is just a spot where we rate to just get to our best spot by doubling and letting
Right.
partners
We want
suggest.
to be super flexible, especially when we're balanced. Like we don't
And we're
want to
just trying to
commit
go
to playing
plus,
hearts.
right?
Yeah. I mean, if partner has 1, 0, 2 hearts, it's not clear that hearts is the best strain to play at all. Like we don't want to commit to 2 hearts all pass and partner has like some 6 card minor or 5 card minor that we don't get to play.
All right, so things happen very quickly for the robots here. So after our double, redouble uh, was on our left, and Josh, we'll talk to you afterwards about the double. Um, two diamonds by partner. Let's understand what two diamonds is, guys. Two diamonds is not a positive response to our double. Two diamonds by partner still shows like 0 to 8 points, and we would guess now way less than eight. And it just says I have a preference for this suit. It is very important that North does this. All right, so don't get excited whenever you see this from partner. This is not them saying, "Hey, I have something good. I'm taking a free call." This is, "Hey, I need to prefer diamonds to let you know this." And now two spades comes on our right on them. And what do we know about this hand at this point?
That it's not our hand for sure.
Right. And we're very happy to kind of be escaping with our lives, basically.
I don't know. 2 diamonds didn't rate to be that bad.
Well, yeah, let's okay,
Could have been bad.
and now it looks like it doesn't matter what the heck we did initially, other than maybe
Now at
how the
least we
auction
kind of know
goes.
what to lead. We're gonna lead a diamond from
Yeah,
queen
for sure.
third.
Thank goodness, right? We know what to lead from this hand
I
at
mean, it's not
least.
clear that they have good diamonds. They could have really
Of
bad
course.
diamonds,
Well,
but
they could literally have nothing, right? But this looks like it's
yeah,
at least somewhat passive
that's
compared to
bad.
our other choices. Okay.
And we didn't give anything up, like the queen's on side.
Yeah, and it's a very marked finesse based on our
Hmm.
auction. And guys, let me just show you the dummy first, and I want to ask a question. All right, so the dummy had the jack of diamonds, guys. Uh, which means the West had a 10 count to start with. We started with this hand, which is 14. How many points does North have? What's their range? That's our partner across the table from us. This is very important to get through this exercise when one of your opponents has opened the bidding or doubled, or two of your opponents have shown values. You know more, right? Use that information. So in the chat, guys, what is North's range of values? Remember, let me just review the auction for you just in case as well. East started with a spade, and then the auction ensued that way. And while we're doing this, Josh, if you check your email, I will send you a link to our Zoomage, and maybe you can join us for the results show afterwards. But I think the results are absolutely the most important thing to be looking at. All right. What's North's range for you on them at this point?
For
14
me,
for us, 10 for the lefty, and righty has at least 12, right? They open. All right, so 14, 10, 12. I don't know if that looks like 72, but that is a 12. Right, so this is kind of the minimum of stuff. And here, East can't have more than 14, but they have like 12 to 14 here, okay? So at this point, we know our North player has at most like 4 points, right? Unless East is opening light, which is
I
possible
guess
in third
yeah,
share.
0 to 5 is in the game, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So
But remember, we don't want to give East extras. Like definitely, if East had 14, they would have bid game. So
right.
like we're talking like East has 11 to a bad 13.
Yeah. And now Hart, we're playing the ace, I'm assuming, on them. We're not going to let
Yep.
them sneak this trick in. Now what, though? Now that we're on lead again. Make your play in the chat, guys. What are you going to play from this hand? And Anam, well, maybe you can discuss that, and I will get Josh our link here.
So, I mean, remember what happened? Like, this play is developing a little atypically because we let a diamond and the jack held, and this declarer didn't like play a diamond and get to the board to like play a diamond to pitch. So it looks like diamonds are 4-3-3. Diamonds are 4-3-3. East didn't really accept the game try in clubs or like the clubs or whatever. So like, what do we think is going on here with the shape? And then East played spade to the ace. Like they didn't take any finesses. So where are their points? We have the ace of diamonds for sure, ace of spades, and it's really weird that they didn't take a finesse. So does that mean they just have ace sixth of spades, in which case partner can't have anything in clubs? Or do they have like ace queen empty? Like all of those spade holdings are important to consider. Because if East had good spades, then I think the clear thing to do at this point would be to play a club to partner's ace, and like maybe they're roughing clubs.
I mean,
But
that would definitely nip at a trick as well, right?
yeah, it would. But now the other thing to consider is if East is something like 6-1-3-3, like they have no diamond losers. If we play a club now, they'll play the queen and they have the ace, and then they shed their club. So these are interesting scenarios. I feel like playing East to have bad spades is correct after how they played the spade suit.
So what are we playing?
So I would try and play a heart.
All right. Okay, there we go. Confirm that they started with one. Here comes the okay. Would they pitch on the heart,
They
by the
pitched a
way? They
club.
did pitch a club. Okay. Okay. So partner wasn't getting it rough, so it doesn't look like this was going to be like super successful line anyway. Now we can just exit another heart here.
Yeah.
It looks like this is coming to an end. All right. And we will get our results shortly here. It'll take a couple of seconds for it to end. And then we will see our score. And I'll try to get that onto the right screen for us. But let's see.
Doesn't look good.
Oh, it was a disaster. Wow. 30 on his side of the
So
scorecard.
he cashed out,
He didn't
didn't
bid two
bid
games.
game.
He didn't bid two games on the first two boards, and he cashed out in no trump on that one. We got one imp on this one. This was a humbling experience for us. Oh, my goodness. Let's take a peek on this side. And maybe we don't want Josh to join. I don't really want to. I'm going to send the Zoom link if he's planning on joining.
So he
I'm not
didn't take a
sure.
finesse on board one, I guess, I
All
assume.
right, here he will be with us in a moment here. I think we might get his audio in a second. Welcome, Josh.
All
Start your
right.
loading now, sir. You must have just been waiting for this moment while I get your video up. You
I got
destroyed
dressed up for
us.
the victory party.
Are you in Hawaii or something? What are you wearing over there,
Oh, this
buddy?
is my celebration outfit.
Look, you have the record for the largest margin of victory in the Tuesday challenge. So
Yes, this
congratulations,
is true.
Josh. You have now reached the record of the Tuesday. And let me get this into the screen here. Let me kind of get
How
the
on
imps
earth
here.
did you buy the last board in 2 hearts? What?
The last board with the robot against me, it did not really
Here's your
play.
score.
I mean, it literally was playing bridge, but figuratively, it was not playing bridge. It just, I mean, I overcalled 2 hearts and West passed, which makes a little sense, but East not bidding again with 7 spades was pretty wacky.
Which hand are we talking about there? We're talking
the
about
last
board.
one, we
The
lost
last one?
2.
They also didn't lead their singles in spade against me on that hand, so I just had no idea what was going on that hand at all.
Well, this is
I mean, it's worth
So-
noting that East
can we-
has a hand that would just preempt 3 spades usually.
well, let me back up. You hated double. Tell us why. And
Well, I'm a big believer in bidding the 5-card major. If you double, partner might bid a 4-card minor when they have 3 hearts. You're not even in your best fit.
right now you
Like
might.
at least if when you get to a minor, it's always a better fit. I would understand doubling, but it might
Okay.
be a worse fit.
All right. So I was with you on that camp as well. But I trust Anam implicitly. So and
In fact, on this hand,
I
unfortunately,
stand by double. To
I
be
mean, the
honest.
opponents are never going to let you play anywhere, but you can see if they did, you'd be in 2 diamonds instead of 2 hearts. I think this is the kind of thing that can happen. Of course, 2 hearts can work badly when partner's short, definitely.
Right.
I mean, we
But-
could have had jackpot with partner just has minor 2 cards or one of those minors and no hearts. So
Like also partner can just be bidding 1 no trump. Like that's a huge consideration. So yeah, you might play the 4-3, but
yeah, well, right now we're looking at Josh's table. Let's get back over to our disaster of a table here. Can we talk about this one? You bid 3 no on this after. Tell me what you're thinking, and how happy were you to just be watching us just pass 3 diamonds while you were sitting?
The first thing I was thinking was, this is not a very good bid I'm making.
Okay, good. At
thank
least
you.
we have that one.
Thank you.
I mean, this seems like a very minute difference, but the difference between the 8 of spades and 9 of spades is humongous.
It's huge.
For the 9 of spades, your spades are running, assuming West only has 5. I mean, after you give up 1 to the king.
Right,
It's like he's
right.
repeating exactly what I said.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you have going for you is you kind of think they might lead a spade. It is their long suit, but you don't know for sure. And the robot likes to lead short suits, so I really had no idea. But as you can see, 3 diamonds is not any better of a contract than 3 no trump. At least if you look at all the hands, they're probably neither one is very good.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is
But I
kind of a
mean,
point for betting 3 no trump.
partner didn't have to have these heart cards, right? Like also like what if they just lead king queen third of hearts and like
There's
even
a
if
million
they're
things that could happen.
yeah.
Obviously, it could have gone down
can-
sometimes.
can
Also,
we
they were
look
very
at
minimum.
Josh?
I had a 6 count.
Josh, hang on a second. Can we look at your play? How did it go down? They led a spade, and then you just fired spades.
Yeah.
And now did they? Oh, okay. So they just played ace of clubs here.
Yeah, but they didn't play another club, which I was hoping for. They played a diamond, which was a good play.
Yeah.
But now, what could I do but take a heart finesse? And with king and 1 on side,
Yeah. Pretty
Yep.
magic, right? So they goes
Your
hard.
partner, there was good things and bad things about partner's hand. They had an ace, which was good, and they had the heart help. They also had a minimum. They didn't. Sometimes they have the queen of clubs, the king of hearts, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the 9 of spades themselves on a good day.
So board
So,
two, you let you just didn't super
Yeah.
accept like we did basically, and just got lucky. You
well,
just played three hearts.
and I made it too.
Yeah, you did. How did you make this? Let's take a peek. Was
Um,
it brilliance
Well,
or
it's
stupidity?
the play is different in 3.
And so it went club, you ducked, and then it went ace. You cashed a couple diamonds.
as far as the bidding, I think you've shown such a strong hand that partner's only going to pass 3 hearts on a hand like this with almost nothing.
Which you want
No,
them to do, right?
I was considering super accept in terms of not just bidding 4 hearts, but like, something else.
Like
Just,
flat maybe
Yeah, but
possible.
Yeah, I'm just catching up to the chat. It says someone believes you have a great sense of humor. It's amazing, Josh. Like
That's Nancy. Now Nancy,
that is your biggest win of the night, basically.
Nancy is very smart.
Obviously. Well, Josh, you were exceptionally smart tonight, or at least we'll consider you exceptionally lucky a little bit as well, maybe. I don't know. But thank you very much for shaming us and on them. We're going to come back strong
on the
next week.
first board after the spade pitches, you just didn't take a finesse.
Well, let's look at the first board. I'll tell you something about the first board. If you want to talk about like robot strategies rather than just like real bridge, there was a psych I used to make that I didn't make on this hand because I would respond to clubs on a hand like this with the robots.
And then
it would have worked great. They would have led something else and 3 Trump would have made. And so I was annoyed with myself. I didn't do it, but I tried to keep it like a little down the middle for this,
Yeah, the robot tricks are good and can be a total disaster as well, though. You're swinging hard both directions, and now, we have a dog with us as well. So
the gist of it is I ran the diamonds first. I don't know how you played it. You must have taken a very early spade finesse. But
No, we ran all of the diamonds,
and then we got to a point where we just tried to make it basically at the end. We could have cashed out for down one also.
I think Wish might have even pitched both spades, but the way they were pitching it was very clear the spade finesse.
Well, I mean, you can still make it if spades are 5-1 with queen fifth on side. They would pitch the same way.
They pitched 2 spades against me, which they would never do from queen fifth. I don't know if it was different.
They only pitched 1 spade at our table.
Yeah, they did. They only pitched 1.
That may have been a random factor.
Or no, sorry, righty pitched 1 and lefty pitched 1. So they did pitch 2 spades, but
not in the same hand.
It seemed pretty clear that we were losing the finesse, but we went for it anyway because we were playing against Josh Don, and it went.
I had definitely decided based on the discards, even if he didn't show out, that it was not the spade finesse was not going to work. I remember.
Well, I mean, queen fifth was the only holding where the carding would make sense and you could still make the hand. Queen.
All right, so let's take a look at number 6. You also opened a no trump. Okay, so we
duplicated everything on this one.
It's so weird. Yeah. Why did you do that, Josh? You should just open a club. You should know you're ahead. Like, what are you doing to us?
I had a feeling that might be a push board.
I was pin swinging because I know you're gonna think. Here's the thing. I know I'm doing well, but also I know you're gonna think that I'm gonna open a no trump. So now I have to do it because you're gonna do it too.
It's the double dupe basically. It's poker style playing bridge. Like, what's Josh doing? Or what does Josh think that we think that he's doing?
This is the element of like knowing who you're playing against, knowing their style, if they're aggressive, if they're not. That'll help you make decisions.
Yeah, well,
you were the aggressive ones. I'm the one who didn't big game on 2 hands.
It's true. We dug ourselves a hole on the second and third boards, and then you just kind of swooped in on board 4 and said, "Okay, it's over."
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing.
I mean, I stand by passing board 4.
I'm with you. I at the time it seemed like the best choice, to be honest. And Josh hates his bid also, so at least we all agree that 3-0 is kind of a stretch on this hand.
It can work, but it's not like ideal, is what I would say.
I think it's important to understand that without the 10 of spades, you couldn't even consider 3-0. You have to have hope that the spade suit is running.
Exactly.
And alternatively, if you had the 9 of spades, now you're in way better shape.
Because now you can count 5 spade tricks almost always when lefty has just their 5 card open.
I want to make a point about swinging or judging against the other table.
Please.
You were down 16 after 3 hands, and you really had no idea of that. You might have thought you were down a little bit.
Exactly.
So it's so hard to know where you're at. You never know what the other table is doing, and even the little hands add up.
In hindsight, 2 and 3, we pushed a little bit.
Well, we had some idea that board 2 was
right. Yeah. We knew board 2 could be just poor for us.
I mean, if I was playing a 2-board match and I had a disaster on the first hand, sure, I'd probably assume I'm down. But over a bunch of hands, you never know.
So this is these are our humbling moments. Josh, you get to live as the champion of the Tuesday Night Challenge for at least 1 week, and we will come back next week on them ready to go. I'll be more settled in whatever city I'm in at that point, and we'll give another pro a go here.
The
But
dogs and I will be in Charlotte again.
nice, home sweet home. That dog is just
Yeah.
adorable. My goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Before
she's
you
the
go, I want to
best.
know, because I really don't know. This is not trolling if it sounds like it, but like, who have you beaten or who's beaten you?
Oh,
The
good.
We
division
beat
now?
Brad, and
So
we
we lost the score was 1-0 Joe. That was week 1. So
It doesn't sound
Joe
like Joe at all.
won.
That's shocking.
Well, the boards were kind of like there wasn't a ton to swing with. Brad we
also
beat.
the one board that we lost imps on was like we could have won imps on it if the robots decided to double, but they
Right.
didn't.
Exactly. And Brad we won by a small amount, I think, right on him. It wasn't
A slam swing, basically.
got it. And then Kevin we lost last week, and you just blitzed us this week.
And then like 1 week I was the challenger and we had Gavin here, but then Rob and Gavin decided to break bridge base.
Yeah, this was
so
great.
that match never happened.
Josh, we got to like the 6th board. We bid just a dirty slam, like just a putrid slam.
They
that
bid a dirty game that shouldn't make, but the robots let them make.
Yeah,
And then they bid
and
a
then
dirty slam where
slam.
the robot literally had to exit from king and 1 to make the slam with like 3 other choices in there. Any other card in their hand would work. They exited the king at like trick 9 or something. It was
And
I
then
was
bridge base,
gonna win after
Josh,
that.
bridge base shut
26
down
imps. What's
right
the problem?
I remember when that
right
happened on
after
Bridge
we
Base.
made the
I do
slam.
remember.
Bridge base just melted down, and we could not get back on. So that challenge is undetermined. Like
These robots are definitely just out to get me. I think our strategy should be going forward is like whatever Anam wants to do, it doesn't matter if it's like logical or whatever, just don't do it because these bots don't cooperate.
Well, you wanted to bid that terrible game on 5 and it would have made. So
That's
you
true.
never know.
No,
Well,
okay.
I knew we needed to push. We hadn't had any good scores.
Yeah,
I was
first
actually
4
scared
boards
of
just
that one,
felt so
to be
gross.
honest. I was a little scared of that one. You know what you should do next week is just have Anam challenge Robin me. Get her revenge
Sorry,
that
Josh,
way.
I didn't hear what you said. Tell what?
She should challenge you and me.
He wants to take my slot
I'm
as
in.
commentator here and relegate me to the chat box.
No, that's not happening. You know what? We could do a 3-person challenge though. We could do you, Josh,
You can do all 3
and
of us against
someone
each other.
else. Exactly. We could do that. That could be kind of fun. But we'll decide what to do next week. And honestly, maybe we need to go back to like, I think we need to have a strategy where maybe we buy the person a couple cocktails or something and send them out for a night before they play against us on them, just to make sure that we have just a little bit of an advantage.
No. We have a few more weeks of mileage before we have to stoop to such measures.
We are challenging some of the best players, so
I feel like if we win 1 of our 4 games per month, that's great. Like these guys are supposed to beat us. If they don't, well, shame on them.
You don't
That's
have to
true.
get me
The
drunk.
pressure's
Just text
all
me
on
in the
you
middle of the
guys.
night so that I don't get any sleep. That'll work better, and you won't feel so badly about yourself.
I like it. We don't feel badly at all. This was a ton of fun, Josh.
This
Really
is good.
appreciate.
I don't mind losing when things like this happen. Like when you can tell you were like in the game, but it was just random. Like whatever, it's okay.
I'm just like you. I don't mind winning, so we're all happy.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
it happens so
rematch.
rarely that you have
we
to save
need a
it with the
rematch of
wins.
this one especially because this is getting to be like a trash talking scenario. So next month.
Oh, this is what always
July
happens
at
when
some
Josh
point
and I
is a
get.
rematch. Yeah, exactly. This is a grudge match for sure.
I don't like. We did some challenge a few weeks ago, guys, and with the same 3 people, and Rob was like, "What is this? Always what you guys do? You just fight?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what we do a little
the
bit.
nature of the bridge relationship between most of us. So guys, yeah, and honestly, Kelly brings up a good one too. We could, well, I've been trying to do this with bridge base actually, and here's what I want to do. Well, wait, I want to have bridge base let everyone play 8 boards, and then have a bunch of us just play a challenge against each other, right?
Well, do one of our
so now
viewers
bridge base
want to
gets to actually
challenge
have
us? Like
you can do a
one of our
multi-person
viewers.
challenge. Like you can challenge 5 people or something.
I know.
Maybe even more.
I know, but we need our students from YouTube, like 6,000 or 1,000 people.
Okay,
to
you
be able
guys,
to play those hands as well.
in the audience, do one of you guys want to volunteer for next week? Kelly?
You want to chat?
I don't count as being in the audience for this purpose.
Yeah, does someone want to volunteer to challenge us?
Maybe we'll set up a little sign-up sheet and
sign up sheet.
But I honestly think Bridge Base can solve this for us. And now that I'm in New York, maybe we can get it done a little sooner. I would love to have a challenge where we all play at the same time, live, and everyone else has already played the hands. So now they've seen that they can look at the results while we're playing and laugh at us like all along, as
Yeah, I
Josh
mean, the
did
one
during
thing you
this.
guys can count on, like if you see these results at the top, like there's always something random happening.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
you never really know. Like that's what Bridge at the Top is. Some really random stuff always happening without fail.
But yeah, I think the coolest thing would be people that have the experience before we do and get to watch us kind of either be brilliant in our case or be kind of crazy in Josh's case. Exactly. And with on that note, guys, great show. Thank you guys so much. And Josh, not only were you chatting us up, thanks for joining us on the Zoom afterwards for your gloating
Yeah.
session. And
Oh, that's no problem. Of
save
course,
that
if I had
lay.
lost, you would never have seen me.
Well, here's the thing: if we beat you next month in our grudge match rematch, you have to send that lei to one of us, and we get to wear it. So
This
in the
lei is
following week.
actually from Hawaii. Well, I guess most leis are, but I didn't just pick it up in Las Vegas.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. And tomorrow morning, don't forget, it's me and Gavin for the Wednesday morning show. And
Also, you guys,
we know Josh won't be joining us for that because it's way too early for him in the morning. He will be sleeping.
you guys are my witness, by the way. Rob owes me a beer.
I do.
He does. I was the only one at the table, really.
I don't
Even
think
if
I
you
beered
go
on
by
that hand,
UK
by the way.
rules.
I don't think I beered on that hand.
Oh, let's look. Actually, I was board 7, right?
It's quite possible I should owe you a beer for not getting the beer.
I agree.
This was the only time we scored an imp, so we must have played it well.
It is.
I must admit it wasn't on my mind. I have to admit that.
I like Kelly. Thank you so much.
You won. You've won your first diamond with the
tomorrow
7.
Also, yeah, you did not beer us. So Josh, you owe both of us a beer, and I owe Anam a beer. That at least gets us ahead a little bit, and
I'll be happy
you
to.
still get to gloat about the victory. All right, guys. Anam, I will see you next week. Josh, I will see you whenever you are willing to come and
I love Lucas. Lucas, be my lawyer. Look at this guy.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. So
Boom.
You're saying that we still lost by 1 though, Lucas? We still lose by 1. So
what did Lucas say?
That's 28 imps for the beer card. 28 imps. So you beat us by as much as Joe did. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining. We'll see a lot of you in a few hours tomorrow morning. The rest of you I'll see in the Wednesday class, which is the slam quiz tomorrow and a shark session on Thursday. And then join us on Saturday for the game. So, guys, thanks a lot for joining. Josh, Anam, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for helping out with this. And Josh, thanks for
It's okay, Lucas. Next time.
being a great pro. All right.
Thanks.